Under the bright lights, it's not easy. Going for his first title. What a start. Looks for the front five. Can he stay perfect? Yes, he can. All 10 down, blasting that ball through the 1-3 pocket.
He's got a great look and he's executing. Normally that's a pretty good combination. You notice that's just a hair left of where he was in game one. That was right over 20, and that's 10 in the pit.
I think we can talk about what you asked John at the beginning, where you asked him how comfortable is he and how he feels and how he hasn't really broken out on tour yet. Maybe this is the game that's going to make him do that.
He seemed confident, Dom. I love that answer. Just before he's about to compete. Front six. No. And a challenging split ahead for John Szczerbiński.
Yeah, just to keep Josh back in the match here. Josh is starting to feel a little bit better. John's probably going to have an open frame now. Very tough spare to make.
How'd you go about it, Dom? 410.
Well, you have to throw a little bit of pace in it. There are some machines that do bounce out, but you have to try and slide it over. Try and slide that 4 into the 10. You're probably going to miss it if you go for it too strongly, but you have to really.
Shoot it!
Yeah! Yes! Yeah! Yeah! 410 conversion. High fives for the crowd. John Szczerbiński is pumped up. We take a look at our Tough Spare replay brought to you by Hammer.
Well, that's how you do it. You slide the 4 into the 10, just like Dom said he wouldn't do. Welcome to my world, Dom. Talk about the kiss of death. That's what. Oh, he's a great spare shooter. Whiff.
The last time you spared that, I was probably about 3 years old.
Well done. Well done.
All right. A great start, Szczerbiński. Even better, split spare conversion. Blanchard down 50 pins after John Szczerbiński got through the front five. Then an amazing split conversion. And if he wasn't feeling great with the front five, guys, I imagine he's even more pumped up. That incredible split a moment ago. Blanchard could cut it to 40. And he's a big hole. 6 frame. 2-8.
I think that's a lane that looks a little bit tricky right now for everybody. That was the lane that the guys were telling everyone that hooked a little bit more, and now after Szczerbiński missed, Van Hees missed, sorry, in the first game on that lane, it does look a little tricky.
Right now there's a big giant hole, and Josh Blanchard is laying in it. He's in big trouble.
Oh, Jesus.
Jamie Blanchard is here. Going for a big comeback. Not going to be easy.
God, Joshua.
Wake up with a jolt as the outspoken Craig Carton and former star quarterback Boomer Esiason team up to bring you all the latest from around the world of sports. Boomer and Carton weekday mornings at 6 Eastern right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Ball change. What has he gone to, Dom?
This looks like the track cyborg, a little bit stronger, a little asymmetrical, like we heard Van Hees talking about before, symmetrical or asymmetrical. This isn't too strong, but it's enough to get that ball around the corner a little bit more, and the order is pushed down lane.
It's so hard in a one-game match. You get practice prior to, and you have to go with your instincts and what you think gives you the best times. And so often we see it's not the right choice.
Szczerbiński. Voice 7-10, has the 10 pin. He's the only bowler in the 5-man field here entering our show without a title. Svensson 5 to lead the way. EJ Tackett a couple. Josh has 2. Blanchard, as Randy talked about,
Gotta get started.
All right, Randy, so
Tough comeback.
You've bowled on TV way more than I have. We established that before. What do you do now when you're this far down? You're in Josh's position. What do you do?
Well, I mean, realistically, you don't think that there's any chance to win the match, but you have to somehow make your opponent think about the fact that you're still there. So for Josh Blanchard, it's about getting up in the 8th and 9th and striking, and then giving yourself an opportunity to shoot 228, which is what he can shoot if he strikes out. John Zerbinski's in the 230s, but you have to give your opponent something to think about.
Didn't like it, that's why.
Yeah, things are going to change real quick here.
Yeah, I think the other thing is, if you get that much of a lead like John does before and the other guy's struggling, it's very easy. Not going to say you're going to let your foot off the gas, but something does potentially happen when you have that split spare. I think the commercial came at the right time for John, because he went very pumped up for that 410. He had a few minutes to try and compose himself. Now he threw a good shot a minute ago and he almost 710. That would have been a bit unlucky, but this one was pretty poor.
1, 2, 6, 8, 10. Tough cover. Yeah! Does it again! 2 tough spare conversions for John Zerbinski.
Good stuff there. What a great cover. Gets a little lucky with a bounce out of the side there by the 6-pin, but nonetheless, watch this action there.
And I think if you could have seen the background, but after John did this and he kind of celebrated, he was telling himself to calm back down. I think he's already learned from the commercial break where he got a bit overexcited.
Oh, Jesus. Still 9-pin count, 2-pin stance.
Wow, almost got back, too. John Zerbinski is going to move on to face E.J. Tackett. The thing that I'm looking at right now, Dom, is John Zerbinski is using asymmetrical. Asymmetrical is only good to a certain degree, to a certain angle. Once you get past that angle, asymmetrical balls stop hitting because they're burning up. At what point do you see John Zerbinski going to a different bowling ball, going to a symmetrical bowling ball?
I think that's a great point. I think this actually could have happened at the perfect time for John, because this game eventually, after how Josh bowled, is over after the front 5 that John had. So now he gets to go into the next game. He doesn't get any practice shots in between like EJ's going to get, but he gets to go into a fresh game knowing he has to against EJ. So why not go and change ball and try and find something?
Well, it looks like the right ball change for Josh Blanchard. Unfortunately, the errant shot in the 8th. Otherwise, he would have given Zerbinski something to think about.
Come on. Stay here. You know what time it is.
What time is it, John?
It's time to win. Time to stay locked in. Think about E.J. Tackett with shots like that. That's a positive picture to have in your mind. Foundation frame strike. And John Zerbinski seeking his first ever title.
Yeah, so that was a great shot there. That match is definitely done now. He just needs 4 pins over the next 2 shots. So to me, this is where I change ball. This is where I go and get another one, go and figure out something for the next game. Because you're not going to get it any practice shots, like we said. You only need 4 pins.
He'll take 9, he'll take the victory. John Zerbinski has knocked off Josh Blanchard. It's official now. He'll go to the 3rd match. Awaiting E.J. Tackett, the number 2 seed. John Zerbinski, North Tonawanda, New York. The Buffalo guy. Some great split conversions and a victory. PBA Fall Swing on CBS Sports Network. John Zerbinski, look at this conversion. 410, pumped up, and he wins the match over Josh Blanchard, 232 to 184, advancing to take on the 2 seed E.J. Tackett. now for the Ebonite flashback. Tommy Jones' last title on U.S. soil was the 2008 Geico Open. That all changed with his performance in last year's PBA Bear Open Finals in Oklahoma City. Ever challenging conditions of the Bear were on display in the first match. Jones knocked out the number 4 seed Brand Angelo by the score of 179-161. Next up, Jason Belmonte. Jones started off with an open frame in the first, but followed it up with 3 straight strikes. Never let up, knocked off Belmo 221-210. Master of the summer swing, Bill O'Neill was next, and the back and forth match went all the way to the 10th frame. O'Neill had a chance to finish off Tommy, but failed to strike, and Jones won by 5 pins, 225-220. PBA Hall of Famer Norm Duke was the only competitor between Tommy Jones and his 16th career title. Both Duke and Jones struggled early in the championship match, failing to convert spares, but Tommy made some necessary adjustments and walked off with a PBA Bear Open title. What a feeling for Tommy Jones after that long drought on U.S. soil as he wins over Norm Duke in the championship match to take home the 2015 PBA Bear Open. Who will win in 2016 from Allen Park, Michigan? We're going to find out. The next round, E.J. Tackett, the 2 seed with her title, will take on John Zerbinski, the 4 seed, looking for his first ever tour championship.